Hi guys, welcome to Dressing Tammy. Happy Halloween! I am Tammy. I wanted to come on because I've had several comments about my dolls. I guess you've seen them in the background, and of course I've talked about doll making and making their clothes. So what I thought I'd do on this Halloween night, since everybody's probably out trick-or-treating, partying, whatever, not being an introvert like myself, I thought I'm just going to go through some of my dolls and share with you how I started sewing, because this truly is how I began. I started when I was 10, and my mom and dad were really big into auctions in the 70s, and so they would always come home with like boxes filled with pom-poms and feathers, and I don't know if you remember those little puppets that you made out of styrofoam balls and feathers, and they had like those canning lids under their feet. So I don't know. I'll try to find a picture and put a picture in for you. But I mean, I remember making those, and then it just led into dolls. I always wanted dolls. And most of that comes from growing up watching Rankin and Bass films, like Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I think there was one called The Mad Monster Party, I think, with Phyllis Diller. And I always wanted a stop motion doll. So I love Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That's my favorite Rankin and Bass. I like the little Somber Town kids, and let me show you one of my interpretation of one of the Somber Town kids right here. This is my Somber Town little baby girl right here. She's made out of fleece, and I'll get into how we made her in a minute. Someone had asked if I sell my dolls. Yes, I did. I still have my Etsy shop, and it's called Kotten Bellies, Kotten Bellies. If I can remember, I'll put a link down below. There's nothing there at the moment. I if I didn't have to work two jobs, I probably would devote more time to making dolls. But I literally don't have the time. And as we get into this, I will show you that when I was on unemployment after I lost my job, my store closed, we got a severance package, and I was on unemployment for a little bit, and that was the most creative time ever in my life, and I loved it so much. And if I didn't have to work, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. I just can't imagine what I could come up with if I did not have to work for a living, but I do. And so it limits my time and what I can put out. So let's just get into it. Let's start with that time. And that is, I actually did it was kind of like a self-challenge. And this was while I was still at my job that shut down, was 50 dolls in 50 days. I actually made 50 different dolls in 50 different days. And I have some of them. Some of them were made out of Kleenex or tissue. Some of them were made out of paper. They're long gone. And but I do have a few left over. You saw this one, my little Somber Town girl. She was one. As I was doing my 50 dolls for 50 days, I was trying to come up with a simple pattern. And I hope you don't see all of the fuzz. So I think the cats kind of grabbed these around the house. But it's her little back. And because I like the Somber Town, I did it in black and white. So there's one. There's another little version. I think this one came before the little Somber Town girl, and she's supposed to be like, we have Kentucky Wildcats here's a team. I don't live in Kentucky, but that's the closest like major team, I guess, like college team. So this is supposed to be like Kentucky Wildcats doll. I don't know if you can see her. Let me hold her back a little farther. But that was another one. This little doll, I just adore her. And this one here, she has a lot of hair. And again, I was just working with this type of body style is what I was doing. I did her little embroidery on her shirt. And she has, it's supposed to be KB for Kotten Bellies on the back of her jeans. And this is, again, all made out of felt. And her eyes are, I believe, those tiny little snap things, you know, the little snap plugs that you put a little back on. But yeah, I think she's adorable. She's got a little embroidered lips. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to make like a little doll. I wanted to make like little, like a Hansel and Gretel type of, you know, my little dream of a pop-up shop. So this one, let me see if I can get his hair right. This was my first little attempt at Hansel. And don't laugh, because I thought, well, why not? Let's just try to paint the felt. Or the fleece. That did not work. That did not work. I tried to paint like lederhosen on him. It's the same. You can see how, oh my god, how tough it is. So yeah, that's him. And I really do have a thing for yellow eyes. I don't know what it is. They're kind of ochre. You can see all of his little details there. That's his back. But it didn't work. It didn't work, but we live and learn. Then I went a little bit bigger, and I have two here. I tried to go a little bit bigger with the patterns like these. I do not like these. I mean, I've gotten so much better since I've done these, but this is one. It's got the same little black snap eyes as the little doll with the pink shirt. And then this one, I started trying to figure out how to make hair. This is actually crocheted, the whole thing. If you pulled it apart anywhere, I don't know if you could even see, you are not going to see skull at all. So it's basically, it would make a really good scrubby, honestly. But I was trying to get facial features, as you can see here, like the nose and the chin. I kind of wanted to make this one Harpo Marx, so I don't know. So that's those. And then, let's see, these guys actually brought on my wanting to make Spoonflower dolls. And if you don't know what Spoonflower is, I'm sure because you're in the sewing community, everybody knows what Spoonflower is. You actually can custom make your own fabric. And I thought, why not do cut and sew dolls? I drew the pattern on paper, then I scanned it into my laptop, and I outlined it and made it a PNG file in GIMP, and then I uploaded it to Spoonflower and then had it printed. I think I got, oh my gosh, I think I got 12 dolls on a yard of fabric. And this is what they were. Like, she's got a lot of hair. But this is what they were. This is their little face. It's very light blush. Let me take her outfit off. And again, I made all her clothes. And she has just this little bitty thing. And it wraps around here and around here. And it snaps like this. I'm sure we've all seen these little outfits before. So, and her little bloomers. You can see I kind of made her undershirts and little panties. And she has little Mary Janes on and little socks. And that's her little face right there. Her little eyebrows. And those were the bigger ones. And then I made smaller ones. This is another big one. She's kind of like a Raggedy Ann type. She's just got little pants on. She's got the same sort of wrap around the back shirt. These are the little versions right here. And these come in 4 different skin tones, I believe. And I think these are the ones that I got the 12 yard on. So again, everything I made for her. The same sort of hair. Again, it doesn't matter. It's crocheted. It does not matter how you do her hair. You cannot see her scalp. And then I just bought her little barrettes to hold it back. Each of the dolls had different color eyes, but they all had the same eyes. I crocheted, I believe this is called Tunisian crochet, her little scarf, and I made this little tiny flower, and it is made out of little tiny triangles of fabric sewn together. This is her little outfit. And all the doll's clothes are made out of fat quarters that I just picked up at Walmart. So, and she has a little tie at the shoulder. So then I made these types of dolls, and they are, I can get her hair out of the way. They are based on this pattern right here, but I made it a little bit bigger to be like fashion dolls. And you see her head needs way work, but yeah. It's the same concept. I think I sewed each strand of her hair one by one. This is not crocheted, but she's got button eyes, and she's got a embroidered mouth, a teeny tiny little nose sewn on. All her clothes are made by me. She's got a little blazer, a little jacket on with her scarf. She's got a little t-shirt. The same kind of flower, but it's just lace. And then she's got, let me turn it to the back so you can kind of see it better. She's got a 3-tiered skirt. I made her little socks, and I made her little Ugg boots, like out of some kind of woolly, sheepy skin type fabric. So yeah, that's her. And then I made a 50s type doll right here. And she's got a little circle skirt. She's got a little cardigan on and a yellow top. I wanted her to look like, and if I can find a picture, I'll put a picture in. I wanted her to look like those old 50s, like Christmas cards where you see where they don't really have eyes. You can see them decorating a tree and they're just like, eh, you know. So that's what I wanted her to look like. And then I pierced her ears. I did all of the little embroidery work on her cardigan. I made her little shoes too. The bottoms are made out of fun foam, and everything else is made out of felt pretty much. So that was extremely fun. I had I just had so much fun trying to figure out how to make those things. And then we went a little funkier, because that's how I am, and we made this little Raggedy Ann type doll, and she is just hand painted. Everything on her is hand painted. Her clothes are made. She's got little puff sleeves. Her hair, again, they've been everywhere. Her hair is just strips of felt that I've sewn together. Her little skirt on her top is just panels that I've sewn together, and then I've painted a little I love you on her heart. So yeah, I think her name is Raggedy Antoinette is what I've officially named her. Let's go back in time just a second, because these dolls were made in 2000 something, 2007, 2000, I don't even know. I lived in Ohio, let's just put it that way. And I've lost his hat a long time ago. This is a Mad Hatter doll that I made, and I made all his clothes as well. He's got, everything is removable. He's got his little jacket, bow tie, his vest, little pocket. I think that's an old earring. His pants, I don't know if I can get them right there. His little shirt underneath. It's a long sleeve shirt, by the way. His shoes. I made all of these things. And you see why I'm like, I don't know why I'm struggling so hard with making clothes for myself. Because I can make, and I wish I had his top hat. Because I even made him a top hat that was probably about that much taller off his head. But yeah, again, I love black and white. Absolutely adore black and white film. I just love it. Tim Burton-esque right here. And then I made this little Gretel. This was supposed to be another Hansel and Gretel. You see my theme here. And I made I made her little Drindle outfit. See if I can pull her hair back so you can get a better idea. There you go. That's her little Drindle outfit. Her little apron. This. Again, these guys have been, I have no idea where they've been. Attic, basement, everywhere. And I tried to do, again, yellow eyes, if you can see. I'm just a mess. I love making. I adore making these things. But if I had to do it as a business, I don't know if I could do it because I just like making them. So, okay. Then, going forward, I started getting into mid-century modern. Poodles. These actually are Spoonflowers. I did them when I made the Spoonflower dolls. I just added these right on to see what they would look like. And yeah, they're pretty funky. You can see they're like little 1950s carnival poodles. Then I started going into more of this sort of thing. And I'm sure we've all seen this sort of character. And I just love him. I love him, love him, love him. He looks like Mr. Spacely on the Jetsons. And this is a Spoonflower sample of one of the dolls I wanted to make. I didn't go forward with it. But it was basically kind of this doll. But this is the boy version of this doll. And, oh my gosh, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he's very popular. I'll put it somewhere. Very popular mid-century artist for, I believe, kids' books. And oh, I just fell in love with it. And so I made this little doll here. And that's why I wanted to do like this and just have them printed so I could just sew them together and make them. And then, have we all seen this lady? I know it doesn't look like a lady because she doesn't have any of her stuff on. You know the lady with the big bust? That's what this is. I know she looks like a duck. But and she has like her little heels. I don't know if you can see. Her little heels. Skinny little feet. There you go. And that's what this was supposed to be. But again, I couldn't figure it out, so I stopped. Then I went into the old retro cookbook models. You know what I'm talking about, right? Can you see them in there holding their little trays? That's what she's supposed to represent. And this was me trying to do a basically like my dress form, like a bootstrap fashion before I even knew that you could even do it for yourself. But yeah, that's what she is. And but she's supposed to be my kind of version. Again, you see it never went anywhere because I couldn't get the bust right. But she's supposed to be my version of the old cookbook dolls. So, and then we went into more of this idea, which I kind of got a little bit better. See if I can go down. I kind of got more of a bosom on here, as funky as it is. I don't know if I've got written on here. I don't know. I've got something written on there. But this dress here, I actually measured. I did like a flat pattern based on this stupid doll's measurements. And let me see if I can take it off. And I wanted it to be a little 1950s fitted dress, and I think I did a really darn good job. I think I might have too much fullness here, but other than that, oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then I found Reborn dolls, and I can't afford Reborn doll money, and so I wanted to make my own. So one morning I woke up still not having a job, and I said, I am going to make myself a baby. And what sprang forth was, let me put her baby in her hand because she loves her baby, is Mina. And this is Mina. And she is my baby. She's my baby. If I talk to her, I'm sorry. I am not crazy. I just love this doll so much because I made her. I made her. I know I did. I made you. Kiss your baby. There. She likes to kiss her baby. Kiss your baby. So this is Mina, and I'm still working her hair. Bless her heart. This is her hair, and all it is, it's wool roving. That's all I had at the time. I didn't have yarn. I didn't know how to do it. I wanted to kind of root it, but I didn't know if you could even do that on fleece, because that's what she's made out of, is fleece. And yeah, and I'm still working on her nose. I haven't figured out how to do her little nose yet, so, but I love this doll. I love this doll so much. Yes, I do. I love it so much. And then I made her a sister, and this is Romy, and she is made out of muslin. She's heavy. She's weighted, and she is a mess. She is. Again, she has the same hair, the same kind of wool roving hair, and it is, but I love her. She's the sweetest thing. And they're just fun to hold. I just like to hold them. If I can get her up here. She's got wiggly feet. She's got wiggly arms. But she has to have mitts on, because when I was putting in her weighting material, I didn't have her fingers sewn well enough, because each of them, if I can give you like Mina's fingers, you see Mina's, she's not weighted, but I didn't sew them very well or very tightly, and so any pressure, like if I were to do this, beads will slide out. So she actually has little socks on her hands and her little scratch covers on her sleepy. But yeah, this is Romy, and she is Mina's sister, and she is very fun. She is very fun to hold. So, and I love their little, to me, I love their little heads. So, that's that. Okay, then I made, are you getting bored? Thank you for sticking with me. Then I have Olivia. This is Olivia, and she is made out of actual, don't get scared, Happy Halloween. This was my, I don't know, Japanese style doll, but I didn't like it, and so we went with this one, and she has a slight Down syndrome look, and I love it. Her hair is acrylic yarn that you untwist and then do a little knot and then brush it out, and you can use a hot iron to make it soft like this, and you can actually brush it with a brush. But I made all her outfit too, and her little panties. And by the way, each of my babies have a diaper on, so just gonna... And then the two current ones, I wanted to see if you could make similar baby style dolls out of felt, because I've never seen anybody do it. I've only ever seen like what would you call, like flat Stanley type felt babies. And so I made this first one because this is the only felt I had. This is this one, and again, this is just brushed out acrylic yarn. That's what his hair is. And this is Lucas. Lucas is kind of, you can see the difference here in his skin tone. He's got two different colors of felt. I couldn't match it because I've had this felt for a long time, but I love Luke. My mom loves Lucas too. So, but that's Lucas, and I did his little nose here. He's got a tiny little nostrils that I'm working on. I'm trying to work on soft sculpture, and you can see his little diaper too. But I didn't really like his skinny legs or skinny arms or little tiny body. So I made a little bit bigger one. This is the next version. He was in the bag of stuffing, so. And then the little hands that I'm working on getting better at making hands. And then I have one more. This is my most current one. Okay, don't get scared. This one is actually based on a popular, not in the United States. I don't even know if it was popular in the UK. I don't know. To hear him tell it, probably not as popular as he would have wanted it to be. But he's very bright yellow, and this is Little Raymond. And Little Raymond is based off of Noel Fielding's luxury comedy, which I adore. I love Noel Fielding, period. End of story. I love Noel Fielding. So this is based on his character called the Raymond Boombox. Eventually, let me put his legs down. Eventually, he will have a full head of black curly hair like this. And he will be dressed in a light blue shirt. He's a policeman, a New York cop, but he'll be like a little baby New York cop. And he has very thick black eyebrows and very thick... I'll put a picture right here of Raymond Boombox. And so that I just wanted to make like a little version because, again, I'm a huge fan of Noel Fielding. I love the Mighty Boosh. I love luxury comedy. So I don't know. I had to have a little baby Raymond. And I'll probably honestly eventually do the whole cast of luxury comedy because I love it that much. So that's it. I will try to edit the crap out of this, you guys. I know it's very long, but this is my love right here. I absolutely love dolls. So if you have any questions about them, anything more than I've already stated here, just feel free to ask me in the comments. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. So, and that's it. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday with the makes. Yeah, so far there's 3. We might squeeze another one out even though tomorrow's November. So, I don't know. But there's 3 right now. So, have a wonderful weekend. I will see you next week. Bye.